Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. So, ma'am has asked me
I think
to just express a
yes,
little
yes,
bit
sir.
about interface.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, sir. And actually, let me introduce you to the students. Actually,
I think,
many of
I think
the students
many
know
of
you, huh, na?
many of
Ah,
them might be knowing to me already.
yes, yes, yes. So, please, sir, introduce yourself also. And as Murray sir said that you would be taking one session. So, if it is okay, we will be discussing and then we will be communicating to the students that on which day you can take an extra session for them.
Okay, surely, ma'am.
Huh?
Okay,
After this class, I'll discuss with you and we will put on the group that on which day they can have those extra sessions. Okay, sir, you
okay,
continue, please.
okay, ma'am. Thank you.
I have started the recording. Huh? Yeah. Hmm.
Good morning, students. We are going to use an Eclipse for running our Java programs. As Sir is also using the same. I'm today going to have some of the overview of interfaces, how to write it and how to use it with some little bit practical examination. If you are having any queries, you can speak with me so that as far as the interface is concerned, so that we can discuss that points in this session. Students, any questions?
If you have any doubts, students, if you have any doubts, you can ask what sir should have. It should be interactive. You can ask any question.
If you are not having questions, ma'am, they are not having questions, what I supposed to teach them? Because Maurice sir had already covered this
Yes.
particular topic.
Sir, you please explain one example of interface then, or you give them. They will try, and again.
एक्सक्यूज मी
Yes.
सर
हाँ बोलो
Okay.
बोलो
सर इंटरफेस का प्रोग्राम और उसका यूज मतलब हम प्रोग्रामिंग में कहाँ कर सकते हैं यूज और मतलब ओरिजिनल अगर प्रोजेक्ट में हम बना रहे हैं तो वो प्रोजेक्ट में हम कब इंटरफेस यूज करेंगे ये सब वगैरह थोड़ा कॉन्सेप्ट बता दीजिए
Okay, madam. I hope that Eclipse is visible to you. I'm just creating one project.
Yes.
So it is in one. So I'm creating one package here. Of course, need not require to create, but I'm creating it. So I say it is interface test. We are going to create new interface, and then I will speak about what is an interface one. So we say it is an interface. I'm giving the name as a greet to this interface. As you already aware of that one, interface are expected to be always public one. As far as the inter-package access is concerned, if you want to access the interface from one package to the another package, it is expected to be a public. And this is an applicable for classes too. The only thing is now, what is the difference between class and interface? Normally, whenever you are going to define a class, okay, suppose you are going to declare the class test class. This class is expected to have properties. These properties can be private, protected, or public, depends upon need. It may have some static data too. It is going to have of methods which might be static or non-static. This is as far as the class is concerned. Okay, I'm not going to write any class as such. Here we are writing interface. Name of the interface is expected to decided, depends upon a need. Suppose that we are going to write a class which is expected to greet an user either in Marathi language or in Punjabi or in English or in Hindi. But as far as the greet is concerned, we are going to say just a greet. मतलब suppose that मेरे सामने 4 स्टूडेंट है, एक मराठी स्टूडेंट है, okay, that one student is Marathi student, one is an Punjabi, and another was in an Bhojpuri, third one is an Kannada, fourth one is an Kannada. And if I am asking to that particular student or instructing the student to greet, the way how they are going to greet to me or what the words they are going to use with me are going to differ. So implementations are going to differ, but as far as the instruction is concerned, instruction is expected to be a common one. So we are saying that we required one method. Okay. Time being, I make it wide one. Most of the times I don't prefer it to be wide, but I'm not going to speak more about that. So this is my method. In interface, every method is expected to be public by default. आपने public keyword use किया तो भी public keyword हमेशा उधर present रहता ही है और नहीं किया तो भी रहता है. It is always going to be public one. One more thing is that in interface, every method is expected to be an abstract. Public भी रहेगी और abstract भी रहेगी. कोई भी मेथड जो भी हम इंटरफेस में मेथड डिक्लेयर करेंगे तो हमेशा पब्लिक एब्स्ट्रैक्ट रहेगी, जो कि क्लास रहता है. ओके, क्लास may have abstract and non-abstract methods. क्लासेस में एब्स्ट्रैक्ट और नॉन एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड हो सकती है. इंटरफेस में सिर्फ एंड सिर्फ एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड ही रहेगा. So this is one thing as per the difference is concerned. Now let us define a class. Okay. we say it is an English greeter. So this is my class. As you are already aware of one, if you are going to use the class and if this class is expected to have the implementation and interface one, we are going to use the words implements. So we are going to use that. Implements. Great. As far as this particular part is concerned, whether the font is visible properly to you guys?
नो सर.
हाँ तो बात का बोलना चाहिए ना आपको. You have to speak about that. So I'm changing font style, editors, text editors. Okay, just a minute. Appearance, no. Editors, it is not also. It is expected to be in general. Colors and fonts, Java editor font. Okay, I'm editing it, making it 16. I hope that now the font is properly visible to you. So this is how you are going to implement interface. This is the class who is expecting to implement a interface named the greet one. Remember, once you implement the interface, this method is automatically comes here by the mechanism of inheritance. Inheritance है ये. So the method is going to become here as public abstract void greet. ऐसा मेथड अपने आप inherit हो जाएगा. Okay. Once it is, the class is expected to an abstract method. Okay, the class must be expected to be declared as an abstract one. Okay. The place is changed one like this. तभी आपको यहाँ कोई एरर दिखाई नहीं देगा. आपने implements तो लिखा है लेकिन class abstract लिखा है. This is not what we want about. We want this class must has to implement the method of interface greet. Not just, remember, just for the information I had put this particular declaration here. As I told earlier that whenever you define any method as a part of an interface, it is expected to be public abstract. So this method is expected to be public abstract. जैसे यहाँ हमने declare किया है, this is the method one. And once you are going to implement that interface, that method is automatically inherited as a part of a class. as the method, whatever we had declared in an interface is an abstract, the class newly we are writing is expected to be implement that method. And if you do not want to implement it, you have to declare that class as an abstract one. This is what I've done here now. I declared the class abstract one because abstract method which is inherited from the interface greet is available there. But I do not want that. So not what I want to define one. I want the class has to be an concrete class, not an abstract class. So I have to define this method. Okay. I'm going to put it like, okay, greet. And if you're going to put it here, it is again showing error. We had defined the method, but it is showing an error. This error is for the reason that what is the access specifier we had used for the white? As far as this particular method is concerned, if you are not using any access specifier, by default it is expected to be default access specifier. But if you are going to look at the method in the interface, it is expected to be public one. So you can't reduce the accessibility of any method when you are inheriting it. जब भी कोई हम मेथड इनहेरिट करते हैं या ओवरराइड करते हैं, तब हम उसका एक्सेस कम नहीं कर सकते. सो पब्लिक से कम होगा ही नहीं. So you have to must have to use the public keyword here. So you have to use here public keyword. Now you can find out that your method is properly defined. Of course, what we are going to do is there, we are going to use system.out.println, and it is an English greeter. Suppose that we are writing it for good morning. So we'll write here good morning. This is one implementation. You can go for another implementation.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, suppose if the class is private, so can we extend the interface method?
How can be class and private? Outer class private कैसे हो सकता है बेटा?
Okay, sir.
आउटर क्लास प्राइवेट कभी हो ही नहीं सकता है. तो हो सकता है.
विजिबिलिटी कुछ और हो पब्लिक के अलावा.
चलेगा ना, नो इश्यू बेटा. दैट इज नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम. मैं अभी यहाँ यही करके दिखाता हूँ. दैट इज ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम. अगर प्राइवेट क्लास हमने डिक्लेयर किया तो इट इज गोइंग टू बी पार्ट ऑफ अ पैकेज ओनली, और पैकेज में क्लास लिखने का उतना कोई मतलब नहीं बनता. ऑफकोर्स लिख सकते हैं, लेकिन जितना भी आपका सिलेबस है, एज पर द सिलेबस हम प्राइवेट क्लास की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं. ओके, लेकिन यू कैन हैव. ओके, फॉर एग्जांपल आपने यहाँ डिक्लेयर कर दिया, दिस इज योर क्लास विदाउट एक्सेस स्पेसिफायर. ऑब्वियस, बराबर है.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just like an English greeter, I want to make it as Marathi greeter. Okay. So I want to use it Marathi greeter. Again, implements greet. यहाँ greet है, तो we require to write method declaration for that. That is public void greet. Required to provide definition for that. We say may look like it in a Hindi one. सुप्रभात, या we can say नमस्कार. Doesn't matter आप मॉर्निंग में मिलते हो या आफ्टरनून में मिलते हो या इवनिंग में मिलते हो. मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स वी आर गोइंग टू से नमस्कार. ओके, सो दो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन हो गए हमारे. दिस इज एन इंटरफेस. इंग्लिश ग्रिटर इज वन इम्प्लीमेंटेशन, मराठी ग्रिटर इज अनदर इम्प्लीमेंटेशन. ओके, आपने देखा होगा जब मैंने इस क्लास का नाम चेंज किया तो सोर्स फाइल में कुछ इफेक्ट नहीं हुआ, सोर्स फाइल का नाम वैसे के वैसे गया। अगर मैं इसको पब्लिक करता हूँ अभी तो एरर देगा ये बोलेगा
Yes, sir.
file must be in the same name where what is the name of the class one. Okay, so I am renaming it. मैंने फाइल का नाम चेंज कर दिया, लेकिन फिर बाद में मैं इसका पब्लिक एक्सेस स्पेसिफायर इज रिमूव वन. So no issue when you are implementing interface, and if that interface is accessible in that particular package, in spite of whatever the class access specifier you are using, you can implement interface. ऐसा जरूरी थोड़ी ये नहीं है कि पब्लिक होना ही चाहिए या प्रोटेक्टेड होना चाहिए या लाइक दैट. So this one, now we will write one more class, interface test. I want to use the main method, so main method is there with you. Any question up to now? We are writing interface when we are interested to define something which is going to be the just a set of methods. हमें कुछ ऐसा बिहेवियर चाहिए, हमें ऐसा कुछ बिहेवियर चाहिए जिसमें लिस्ट ऑफ बिहेवियर है, लेकिन हमें इसका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन पता नहीं है. इम्प्लीमेंटेशन चेंज होने वाला है, डिपेंड्स अपॉन द कॉन्टेक्स्ट. For example, we required one mechanism to greet an user. For example, we required one mechanism to greet an user, and that greet implementation is going to differ whether we are using the English greeter, whether you are using the Marathi greeter, whether you are using the Punjabi greeter, or whether you are using some other greeter. उसी हिसाब से हमें ग्रीट का मैकेनिज्म चेंज करवाना है, लेकिन हमें एक कॉमन मैकेनिज्म चाहिए, ग्रीट नाम का बिहेवियर चाहिए. सो वी डिफाइंड वन इंटरफेस. नेम ऑफ द इंटरफेस वी आर गिवन द ग्रीट, नेम ऑफ द मेथड वी आर गिवन द ग्रीट. बट रिमेंबर, नीड नॉट रिक्वायर्ड टू बी सेम. जरूरी नहीं है कि दोनों सेम हो. ओके, फॉर एग्जांपल हियर यू कैन हैव just I am trying to change it. You say hello. I am using refactoring mechanism. Say hello. Okay. तो ये say hello भी हो सकता है. Okay. So now it is giving little bit error 1, but it is not expected to give an error 1. So it can have say hello, you can have say good night or depart, whatever that one. Abhi type being, we are saying it is a greet method, just to understand what is the interface one. So we had written one interface having one method. This interface may have more than one method, need not require to have only one. We had written the two implementers. One is an English greeter which is going to saying good morning whenever we are invoking the greet method. Another is the Marathi greeter which is saying namaskar whenever we are using that particular greeter. Then we are writing an interface test, okay, and we are defining the one type greet. Is it okay? कुछ questions? Are you getting what I'm saying? समझ में आ रहा है आपको?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now what we are going to use that? We are going to use English greeter. English greeter use करेंगे. we are going to write greet equal to new why it is not showing new English greeter. So we are creating instance of English greeter. We are assigning it to the greet. हम greet को assign कर रहे हैं. Here we can use, or we can say, just I will refactor it. We'll say it is V1. So V1 dot read करेंगे, रन किया, सेव किया, रन किया, आपको गुड मॉर्निंग आएगा within the same program. Okay, and use Marathi greeter of English. We are going to say it is an Marathi. Run it. When you are using English greeter, you are getting the response as good morning. When you are using the Marathi greeter, you are going to get the namaskar. So depends upon implementer, you are going to get the different behavior. Here in this case, behavior is just printing either good morning or namaskar. If you are using the English greeter, we are getting good morning. When you are using the Marathi greeter, we are going to get the namaskar. If you want to use some other greeters like Punjabi greeters, you can write that. If you want to use Chinese greeter, you can use that. You want to use Japanese greeter, you can use that. If you want to use the Spanish greeter, you can use that. And what you can do is that, now I written the straightforward one. You can have one mechanism that int choice equal to 0. Then what you can do is that accept choice from user, and depends upon choice greater implementation. Say hello. वैसे भी अगर रन टाइम में सपोज दैट डिपेंड्स अपॉन टाइम, आपको अगर गुड मॉर्निंग बोलना है, गुड आफ्टरनून बोलना है या गुड इवनिंग बोलना है, डिपेंड्स अपॉन द लोकल टाइम, you can use this grid. So instead of having the implementers like English greeter, Marathi greeter and all that one, you can have the greeters like morning greeter, afternoon greeter and evening greeter. Having two methods, welcome and depart. Welcome के टाइम गुड मॉर्निंग बोलेंगे, डिपार्ट के टाइम गुड डे बोलेंगे. If it is the time of morning. If it is an afternoon, we are going to say वेलकम के लिए गुड आफ्टरनून बोलेंगे, डिपार्ट के लिए गुड डे बोलेंगे. इफ इट इज एन इवनिंग, वेलकम के लिए गुड इवनिंग बोलेंगे, एंड इफ इट इज गोइंग टू बी डिपार्ट, वी आर गोइंग टू से गुड नाइट. सो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन चेंज हो सकता है, डिपेंड्स अपॉन नीड. हमें जैसी जरूरत है उसी हिसाब से हम इंटरफेस लिख सकते हैं. इंटरफेस लिखने के बाद जैसे हमें जरूरत है उसी हिसाब से हम इंप्लीमेंटर लिख सकते हैं, and depends upon the need we can use that implementers one. तो इंटरफेस का फायदा क्या है, इसके पास वैसे तो खास कुछ प्रॉपर्टी नहीं है, स्ट्रक्चर नहीं है, सिर्फ बिहेवियर है, at that time we are going to say it is an interface. अगर कोई ऐसा टाइप हमारे पास है जिसमें पास कुछ प्रॉपर्टीज वैल्यूज है and it is having some behavior like a methods. Okay, behavior most of the times it is expected to implemented as a methods one. तब हम क्लास यूज करेंगे. हो सकता है जो बिहेवियर है वो एब्स्ट्रैक्ट भी हो, नॉन एब्स्ट्रैक्ट भी हो, दैट डजंट मैटर. लेकिन अगर एक भी मेथड का डेफिनेशन हमें पता है उस टाइप का, तब हम क्लास यूज करेंगे. और हमें मेथड का डेफिनेशन नहीं पता है कि व्हाट इज इट इज एक्सपेक्टेड टू इम्प्लीमेंटेड, तो वो हम एब्स्ट्रैक्ट लिखते हैं. अगर सब मेथड किसी टाइप के अगर एब्स्ट्रैक्ट रहेंगे तो इट इज ऑलवेज बेटर टू डिफाइन इट एज एन इंटरफेस. ओके, सो दिस इज all about interface. Obviously there are some heels and deals, कुछ और है उसमें, बट मुझे लगता है इंटरफेस की जरूरत क्या है वो समझने के लिए इतना काफी है. एनी क्वेश्चंस?
सही है. एब्स्ट्रैक्ट कीवर्ड डिफॉल्ट कीवर्ड होता है क्या?
बेटा आपने इंटरफेस डिफाइन किया तो इंटरफेस में मैंने बोला ना हर एक मेथड का डेफिनेशन नहीं होता है. डेफिनेशन नहीं होता है इसलिए हम इंटरफेस डिक्लेयर करते हैं. तो आपने ये दो कीवर्ड यूज करो या ना करो, उसके साथ हमेशा होते हैं पब्लिक एंड एब्स्ट्रैक्ट. डजंट मैटर व्हाट दैट मेथड इज. ओके, व्हाइट ग्रीट है या व्हाइट वेलकम है या व्हाइट डिपार्ट है, ओके, व्हाटएवर दैट, या से हेलो है. पब्लिक एब्स्ट्रैक्ट तो रहेगा ही रहेगा. आपने दिया तो इट्स वेल एंड गुड, नहीं दिया तो भी रहेगा ही रहेगा. एनी अदर क्वेश्चंस?
Hello students, you also try these type of assignments. You also try so that it will be effective. You will understand. सर ने जैसे समझाया.
Okay then, if you are not having questions, we will stop here. Ma'am, you can
Yes.
stop recording.
Yes sir, thank you very
Hello.
much, sir. हाँ हाँ,
Appreciate
ठीक
it.
है. अच्छा, anyone has question? Raise hand.
Yes sir, hello.
हाँ, hello.
Yes.
सर सपोज हमने इंटरफेस में 4 मेथड्स डिक्लेयर किए हैं
Hmm.
और जब उसे इम्प्लीमेंट कर रहे हैं तो हम बस 3 को ही डिफाइन करना चाहते हैं, एक का डेफिनेशन पॉसिबल नहीं. तो वो
पॉसिबल नहीं है तो
क्या?
क्लास पॉसिबल नहीं है तो बेटा क्लास एब्स्ट्रैक्ट होगा.
इंटरफेस को एब्स्ट्रैक्ट करना होगा या उस क्लास को एब्स्ट्रैक्ट
क्लास को
करना होगा?
एब्स्ट्रैक्ट करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि क्या होता है कि इंटरफेस इज काइंड ऑफ एन इम्प्लीमेंटिंग एन इनहेरिटेंस वन. वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इनहेरिटेंस के लिए होता है. अगर 4 मेथड है, 4 में से अगर क्लास में 3 इंप्लीमेंट किया है, मतलब एक मेथड जो इनहेरिट हुई है वो एब्स्ट्रैक्ट ही है ना. तो अगर कोई क्लास में अगर एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड है तो हमें क्लास एब्स्ट्रैक्ट डिक्लेयर करना पड़ता है. वो रूल ही है.
यस. ओके.
ओके.
Is there any question? Vinay, Srijan, if you have question, you can ask now. Huh? Sorry. Would you like to ask or should we stop?